Yeah.
All right, welcome to our home video training for the adult one steps. We're going to have the individual members of the adult class help out, and what we're going to do is go through each technique once by my count and probably once at a slow speed so that you can identify each of the technique. These 5 one steps from 11 to 15 are required for both juniors and adults for the March belt test. So without any further ado, here's what we're going to do. When we do these one steps, we're doing them from a casual position. The only person that's taking a guard stance is the attacker. So I'm standing here minding my own business when the attacker begins their punch. So the first technique that we're going to do involves a takedown. So when she throws her punch, I sidestep, palm block, shoulder grab, side kick to the leg, taking my partner down, right knee to the hip, left punch to the head. We're going to do that one more time from the opposite side so it's visible from that side. My attacker throws a straight punch, palm block, shoulder grab. Make sure you're in a forward bow for that shoulder grab. Stomping side kick at a 45-degree angle, taking my partner down in front of me, bringing my right knee to their hip, controlling their shoulder with my left hand, or my right hand, and a left punch to their face or their head. All right, so we'll do that one time at a slow but clear speed. Okay? Thank you, Miss Megan. And joining us next is Miss Cassidy. So the next technique is a rear naked choke. This technique is done exactly the same way. The only person that's in the guard stance is the attacker. And we're going to effect a takedown from the choke. So when my attacker steps forward, I do the same palm block that I did before, left palm block. I want to be close enough to my attacker that I can get that right arm up over their shoulder, and the crook of my elbow goes onto their throat. Sliding up with the left foot, I'm grabbing my own left bicep, hand goes on top of their head. I squeeze as I step back and take my opponent to the ground. We're going to have Cassidy come from the other side. So again, she throws her punch, palm block, step in, right arm over the top and into the throat. Slide up behind, grab your own bicep, hand on top of your head, squeezing the elbows together as I step back, and down my opponent goes. We'll do that one time from this side, slow but clear, whenever you're ready. Good. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Cassidy. Mr. Ninja. Next up for the adult class is Nick the Ninja Sheridan. This technique is a clothesline, what we call the clothesline technique. And you're using the inside of your forearm as a weapon. Very similar to the last technique, instead of going over the arm, we go under the arm. So as Nick steps back, he throws his punch, I avoid it, palm block, strike. I want to come up at an angle and strike the side of his neck. As that hand goes over his shoulder, my right foot slides up behind his leg, and I sweep back, taking my partner to the ground. Again, right knee to the hip, right hand punching. We'll do it from the other side so you can see it. Now, with this technique and the following technique, whatever hand goes over their shoulder is the hand that you're going to punch with. So your left hand, in this case, is going to be controlling their shoulder. So when he throws his punch, I palm block, and as I reach up over his shoulder and bring my right foot up, I want to control his shoulder with my left hand, sweeping him to the ground. By controlling his shoulder, I push him forward. By dropping the weight onto his knee, here, I control his lower body. So the right hand, which was over his shoulder, becomes our punching hand. Do that one time slow, but clear. Okay, he comes in. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Mr. Nick.
You're welcome.
And the final technique tonight, or the next technique, I should say, is the same throw that you just did, but we're going to prefix it with 2 elbow strikes. So as my opponent comes in, instead of going right to the shoulder, I do an elbow strike, inward elbow strike to the ribs, back elbow strike to the kidney. So the inward elbow strike is actually going to go through and back. Then it's the exact same technique. Over the shoulder, step behind, throw, punch. Do it 1 time from the opposite side. Okay, so she steps in, palm block, elbow strike, in a forward bow here. Okay, back into your guard stance. Step over, or reach over, step behind, take your partner to the ground, and pop. 1 time, slow but clear. Okay. Okay. And we'll keep you out here for the last one. It's considered an arm break. So what we're doing on this one, much like the others, we're trying to get to the outside of the punch to establish our safety zone. So this one's very similar, since the start of this is very similar to windmill guard. So my opponent is back in their guard stance. She throws a straight punch. I palm block, outward knife hand, and lock into the arm. So that's actually going to be done as one kind of continuous motion. So if you can go back, I want to make sure that I'm not doing it like a robot. 1, 2, 3. So when she steps in, 1, 2, it's all one move. From here, chamber the left hand, step under the bridge with my left foot, and pressure on the elbow to take my opponent over. From this position, I slide back with that same left foot, sweeping them to the ground. This puts me in a right forward bow. My right hand is pressing her arm into my right knee. Pop the elbow from here. Okay? I think we'll just continue with this side. All right? So again, 1 time slow. Palm, outward knife hand grab. Step through, sweep back, palm to the elbow. 1 time slow but clear. So, okay. All right, thank you. All right, as usual, if you guys have any questions, comments, please contact me at the studio, 570-332-4377, or at barnesmartialarts@yahoo.com, or as always through the studio Facebook page. But these 5 1-steps, this video will give you a reference point to use as you prep for the belt test at the end of March. I'll see you guys all there. Thank you very much, and good night.